everyone. Welcome to this week's Blonde Intelligence with me, Miss Roni, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, we have a very special guest. We have Miss Neo Soul Sound Rae. Say hello to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Just finished a full day of work. Excited to do an interview.
Well, I'm glad you're here. And how we're going to start out is we're going to let you tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Rae. I was born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I just moved out to the DMV area, so I'm right near Washington, D.C., a little bit further away from it. And music is my passion. I do as much as I possibly can. My parents were big musicians, so I've always really been big into music. And I think my main passion is writing, so creating my own music and sharing it with other people and getting to see.
What does every artist need? Press, 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 and more press. Music reviews, interviews, blog articles, press releases, the Blonde Intelligence video show, the Blonde Intelligence podcast, the Blonde Intelligence blog, Blonde Intelligence music reviews. Available on Pandora, Amazon Music, Apple, YouTube, and more. Social media blasts, build your EPK, expand your fan base, links to your press. For more information, visit blonde-intelligence.com.
Their feedback and how it affects them and how I can move people even through silly songs that are like basically don't have meaning, and then the songs that like can make people cry. Every song has something for somebody.
Okay. So, how long have you been an actual professional artist?
I guess I'd claim professional artist is when I first released my music. So I'd say for the last 2 years, it's been more of a profession for me.
Okay, so really starting out and getting into the meat of things, and then COVID hit. How has that affected?
It's been a big factor because basically my first two big releases or 2 or 3 big releases that came out were during COVID. So, and I'm in a new area, so I can't meet people. I can't go out and do open mics and promote my songs. So the only way I really have to promote is by paying for things, and I can't do any like live performance and exposure that way. So that's what I'm looking forward to it.
You can. We'll talk later.
But I'm looking forward to, I don't know, everybody's starting to get vaccines, and I've seen some open mic nights that are outdoors come up. So I'm starting to move back into making connections, but it's definitely slowed the process down a little bit.
So do you think that it would have made a difference with COVID in your music career if you were on the West Coast as opposed to the East Coast at the time that COVID started?
No way. I think it was worse out there. I also, in general, that the music scene is overpopulated in Los Angeles, and everybody thinks, that's where you're supposed to go. But when you've got millions of people all in the same area trying to do the same thing, it's very hard to stand out. And in DC, it's still a great place for music because a lot of people don't know how populated and how much DC has to offer, especially in the music scene. And there's a lot less people out here trying to make it in the industry. So
you think that DC is more like you have more room to swim?
Because there's a lot of people out here that do what I do, but still are looking to connect, and I can meet other artists, whereas in Los Angeles, everybody's got their own band. Everybody's already got the people that they work with. They're not looking to open up and work with you. And I've made more music connections here in the past 3 years that I've lived here than I did for 22 years of living in Los Angeles. So.
Okay. So describe your sound to me.
I think so. What I said is neo soul to sum it up into one word. But I think I like to do a little bit of everything, probably except for country and like metal. But I do a little bit of jazz. I do a little bit of hip hop, even sometimes rapping in my songs. I do R&B and a little bit of a pop sound. So I like to add different elements from the music that I listened to growing up, and I had a very versatile music taste thanks to my parents. So it shows in my songs and my writing.
Okay. Tell me about you as a songwriter.
What do you mean?
Your style, what's your process? Can you just take a subject? Do it have to be something that you're feeling, something that somebody else is going through? Tell me about you as a songwriter.
Okay, so usually how I do it is because I started out without a producer. I'll go find stuff on YouTube or different sites that have beats. And I do play a little bit of piano, so I'll do some songwriting there. I usually have to hear the music first before I can get the words out. So when I'm doing stuff, when I find a beat on YouTube, I like to always do a nod to the producer. So I'll look at whatever they've titled the beat, and I'll see a word in there. Usually, sometimes they've got crazy words that I can't make into a song, but most of the time there'll be something like a song named All Love, and then I put that in there and I kind of try and envision what they were trying to make out of the song, and I write from there. And I write all in my head. I barely have anything written down, and most of it's freestyled while I'm in the car, or like when I play piano, I freestyle it all too. So I write
you and record yourself, or do you just remember something the way that you wanted it to go? When does it get to paper or computer?
I record it. I'll like turn on my video camera while I'm driving and just like sit it down once I know I've got something good. But never really write anything down unless it's like a super complex songs. All my songs that are like very emotional and deep usually get written down because those ones are hard to complete. But the songs that are more fun, which is what I usually tend to move towards, those ones they're all improv and they just get recorded for a moment on the phone, and I usually take it to the studio straight from there.
Okay. So tell me about your latest single.
So my latest single is called Boy Bye, and I so I just wrote that one. It was kind of just never really meant to be recorded, and I just sang it for fun.
I enjoyed it.
Huh?
I enjoyed it.
Well, those are the best ones sometimes, is the ones that you don't really think are going to be anything, but I was just kind of feeling like writing something empowering, and I have this thing where I've gone to the club so many times with my girlfriends, and I assume millions of other women have the same encounter too, men as well, I'm sure, where a guy offers to buy you a drink or give you a ride home or just offers you something in general and thinks that that means that you owe them something in return. So I was feeling very inspired by that topic, and I wrote Boy Bye. So it's about basically saying, you can buy me a drink all you want to. I don't owe you anything. And I'm just here to have fun with my girlfriends. I'm not here to look good for you. I'm not here to dance for you. I'm here for me.
I feel you. And if you don't like it,
boy, my.
So tell me, what are your future plans?
What is future? Does that count as within like the next few months, or?
Whatever you consider the future to be.
So I'm trying very hard to get my name out there. So right now, what the future looks like is doing open mic nights and any kind of performances I can get myself into. So I'm trying to make some connections with live instrument players that can do backing for me. So my plan is to, because I think I've got most of what I want figured out on my end as far as releasing and creating. And I think I've got that pretty much set, but I don't have the live performance. So I want to get that mastered at least within the next year and get some people to listen to me that aren't my close friends and family.
Okay. So, how has social media been working for you?
um, I think it's a great platform to grow on. I think the downside of it is that there can be so much negativity on it, and you force yourself when you're an artist, and especially an up and coming artist, you have to be on it 24/7, checking to see if somebody sent you a message, checking to see if somebody liked your post, how they're interacting with it. And I think it's a little bit consuming. That's why I want to try and move towards the live promotion. So I think it has its benefits, but I also think there's negatives to social media being the main ways of promoting your music right now.
They make some services that you can purchase to help with all of that. I'm not going to say that all of them are the best because I haven't tried all of them, but I have tried a couple of them where you can post there on their platform, and it's supposed to go to all your social media sites at one time where you're only making one post. But always a catch. Instagram might only allow this many characters. LinkedIn might only allow this many characters. This one right here might allow this many characters. You still have to go back and edit for each one. I have not, me personally, have not came across one where you can actually post. But you can post videos simultaneous. I will say they all post videos, but as far as words, you might have to limit some of them. So you might want to look at that because they're only like $20, $25 a month.
Oh,
If you
okay.
do posting. But it does all you add your social media sites and it posts for you.
I thought I always needed a social media manager. Like, that's something I would look forward to if I was famous one day. Somebody to be able to take that over for me.
Well, they have that. You only have to do the initial post and then it will post everywhere else. You can schedule them and everything to post. So if you took like one day out, this is just me, my business mind, one day out on a Monday. Oh, I'm gonna post this video I made, this video I made, this video I made, this post right here. I'm gonna talk about this and talk about this. I'm gonna post about my new single 4 times this week. I'm gonna post on this day at this time, 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 and I'm gonna do this, 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 and this. You can enter all of that in to do it at the times that you want it done and never have to worry about it again until you get ready to do it again. You can do it for the week, you can do it for every 2 weeks, for the month, but you'll never have to worry about posting again if you just take that one day to do it.
Well, that's awesome. I'll definitely utilize that.
I'm gonna ask you a question. Who is your most influential artist right now?
I hate this question because it's so hard to pick.
It can be more than one. I mean, if I asked one girl to describe herself, I interviewed her, and she said, I'm this and this and this and this. So if I'm asking you your most influential artist, then hey, well, I have a few influential artists. So if it's more than one, have at it.
Okay, I think for the majority of my career, I tried to imitate songwriting techniques a lot from Frank Ocean, and I really loved his music and the sound of it and how it's kind of weird, but his lyrics are different. Like, he's got different lyrics. Like, he says, he doesn't say it's like an average pop song.
He's unique, and that's called your signature sound.
Yeah. And then as of lately, I've been getting a really big influence from old school hip hop. And there's this group called People Under the Stairs. I think they're a little bit later than old school, like maybe late 90s, early 2000s, but they've got a really big old school sound to them. So they've been a big influence on the music I've been creating, and that's what I look up when I try and find music that I want to create, is stuff that sounds kind of like theirs.
Okay. Anybody else?
I mean, I could go on and I mean, there's Pete Rock, there's, a little bit of Ariana Grande, I've got a little bit of, people tell me kind of like indie artists. I listen to Ingrid Michaelson and Regina Spektor a lot. I think Lizzo's a big inspiration to me. I love her music. I saw her live. She was amazing. But yeah, I think women with big voices are my music or my influence in my music, and then old school hip hop is probably like my main influence from the male artist scene.
Okay. Well, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I don't know, just to say to go listen to my new song, Boy Bye. I've got a lot of music out, and to follow my social media. I don't know if that's something I can say.
Yeah. What's your social media handle?
It's at Rae the Singer, so RAE the Singer, and that should be everywhere. So Instagram and Twitter and all of that, you can find me there. And I've got 2 new songs I just put out. The one that we're talking about now is Boy Bye, but I think they're both great, and I think everyone will like them.
What's your other single?
It's called Call My Number.
Call My Number. Boy Bye and Call My Number. We don't know what we want to do.
Oh, no. That one is about a guy that keeps calling your phone all the time, but he tries to act like he doesn't want you. So you're kind of, why do you keep calling my phone if we all know.
Another boy bye moment.
Yeah. Most songs are about do stupid things.
I bet your boyfriend be looking at you like you crazy.
I said, luckily, none of these songs have been inspired by you. One time, and this is a fun story I can share, my first ever song that I put out is called Home in LA, and I was dating a guy at the time, and it was pretty vaguely about him, but like definitely about him, and I put it out while we were still together, and it was about how I felt like empty sleeping in bed next to the person I was with.
I bet you that didn't go too well.
A few weeks later.
You know you can't do that.
I said it wasn't all the way about you. That's the hard part about writing your own music and dating somebody. There.
No, that's not the hard part. So you just have to wait to release it.
I'm impatient. Hey, it helps me. It helped me express my feelings without having to have a one-on-one conversation. It sparked the conversation.
You don't have to have one-on-one conversation because they listen to my new song. Listen to this song. Hey, wait a minute now. Why you just didn't talk to me? Why you put in a song like that?
I could start a music business where people message me and they tell me, hey, I want to break up with my boyfriend. Can you write a song for me? And they can just play the song.
You're so funny. Well, thank you for coming. Yes. Don't forget to look for her new single, Boy Bye. She is That Singer Rae. You can find her everywhere on social media. And don't forget that we are on podcasts, on all major podcasting platforms. We're also on IGTV, and the video portion is on YouTube. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, it's me, Miss Roni, the host of Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blonde Intelligence. We now have expanded our platform to include RP Entertainment Radio out of Dallas. That's right, in addition to the podcast on Spotify, iHeart, Apple, Pandora, and live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn, and more. Now Indie Artist Music Hustle is part of the Freedom Mix every Wednesday at 8 p.m. on rpentradio.com. The show includes interviews with indie artists and other entertainment professionals, as well as artist reviews. The artist interviewed or reviewed music will be featured in the Freedom Mix. To schedule an interview or submit for a review, visit www.blonde-intelligence.com or email submissions@rpentradio.com. Blonde Intelligence is a